I am so excited to be doing this. For a long time, I wanted to start a knitting podcast on YouTube. I have enough words in me. I am a talker and I could talk for a long time about knitting. I love it so much. So I'm excited to finally do it. I do a lot of Whip Wednesday and knitting activity on TikTok and some on Instagram. But I wanted to break into the YouTube world for a little bit, and so I'm so excited to be here. My name is Hannah. I guess this channel is brand new, so I should do a little intro, but my name is Hannah Way. I am a mom. I have 5 kids. I'm married to my best friend. The clickety clackies you hear are my 2 dogs, Charlie and Juno, and we live on the Central Coast of California, and I love knitting, sewing, style, thrifting, shopping. I just love all things textiles and fibers and clothing, and I just love it all. And so I talk a lot about all of that on my various channels, Instagram, TikTok, etc. So yeah, I'm just gonna share a couple things today. We are recording. I'm gonna share my current knitting projects, what I'm working on right now, some plans for the future, and just talk about, I guess, knitting plans in general. I have a few favorite YouTube knitters that I love to follow, and one of them, probably my most favorite, is Millie. What's Millie Making? I love her channel. I love her videos. Something about the way she talks and the way her videos go is just relaxing and peaceful, and I love watching her stuff. She's so creative. I love her creativity with color. Anyways, she talked about a knitting plan. She made a knitting plans video, but I love the way she explained it. She said it's not necessarily this is set in stone and this is what I'm gonna do, but this is my top favorite projects right now and things that I would like to pick and choose from. And that's exactly how I found knitting plan videos to be. I hardly ever end up making every single thing that I made plans for. And I used to feel a little bit bad about that. I used to feel guilty about that for not doing all the things that I said I was gonna do, but it's I'm the one who's doing it. I don't have anybody to please or to make happy with what I'm knitting. It's just what I want to do and what I want to actually knit and what I'm going to wear. If I decide I don't really want to do a big color work project right now, then that's okay. I had plans to do 2 color work projects. This is back in the summertime when I made my knitting plans video. I posted it on TikTok. It was pretty long. I mean, it was less than 10 minutes, but it was pretty long. I didn't post it on Instagram. And I had 2 color work sweaters on there that I wanted to do, that I had set out to do. And one of them I ordered yarn for, and then I just have not had any inspiration to actually do the colorwork sweater. And so I have not done either of them. And I've just kind of gotten those out of my mind for now, which is okay. And maybe one day I will come back to them. And if I want to, then I have the yarn for it. And if I want to use the yarn for something else, then I can do that too. So I love how she worded that. It is just like a menu, and I can pick and choose what I would like to make from it. If I don't make everything on it, it's okay. And I probably will never make everything on these lists, but it's still fun to plan and fun to dream, fun to buy yarn. That's a full-time hobby in itself, a dangerous one that I need to kind of get under wraps. Anyways, I'm gonna share my current projects, starting with my Froya sweater. So this pattern, when I came across a photo of this sweater on Instagram, it stopped me in my tracks, and I could not stop thinking about it. I screenshot it and I saved it on Instagram, and then I kept getting different photos of it in my algorithm, and I was like, oh my gosh, I just couldn't get it out of my mind, and so I knew I had to make it. It is a beautiful cable sweater. I really wanted just a classic fisherman sweater. Some of you might remember earlier, a month or 2 ago, in the last month, I finished my Dagmar jacket, which was a cable project that I had started last fall, and I worked on it for a bit, and then I set it to the side, and then I just picked it back up again in September and finished it. in like a couple weeks. And that was a very long project. That was my first like cabled big project. I've made like cabled like beanies before, but I'd never done a sweater. And so I was like so determined. Like the day it came out, I was like, I literally have to make it. So I was so excited in the beginning. Took me so long. It was a very, very much a labor of love. And then I just like completely got annoyed with it and needed to be done with it for a little bit. So I stuck it in my crate and it stayed there until September of this year. And then I finished it within like a week of like pulling it back out. It was like I got the inspiration again and I just banged it out and I just got it done. And it is like a stunning project. It is not perfect by any means, but it is like a beautiful sweater. I'm so glad I made it. So anyways, I was like very cabled out from that. I started this in August. I remember we were on our like mountain cabin vacation. It was the first week of August. I had just finished my sweater number 23, which I actually have right here. This was my birthday cast on. My birthday is July 9th. And so this sweater took me exactly a month to finish, okay? My favorite thing's knitwear, and the yarn is Gilead, which you will learn is my very favorite yarn to work with. It is like soft and sturdy and springy, and it blooms so beautifully. Like it blooms really, really nicely. This is like my perfect like worn in sweater. Like this was the first nearly perfect thing that I had ever knit. I mean, it's perfect in my eyes, honestly. I actually still have like some ends that I have not like snipped in here. I just need to do it. But it is like it looks very, very well done. And pretty much all my other sweaters before this one have been like, they look homemade. I love them still, but they definitely have like a homemade look to them, you know? But this one is like pretty near perfect and I'm really proud of it. Anyways, cast this on my birthday, July 9th. Finished it on August 9th. Exactly 1 month to do that. And then the day that I snipped my last end from the bind off on that one, I cast on this Froya. So, and now it is October. I don't know what the date is. It's like October something. So it's been 2 full months of this, and it is a lot. It is a lot of work. I finished the body, cast it off, did the ribbon, cast it off, and I mean, I love it so much, but it is gonna take me a bit. Like I just have the sleeves left, obviously. I will be happy if I finish this by the end of November. That's how it's going. I'm in love with it. I'm very inspired by it, and I love it so much, and I'm really excited to have the finished product. But I am getting a little cabled out, I will say. I will show you a close-up. I love all the different cables. This cable is my favorite. There are definitely some imperfections on it, like this right here. There's just a few things, but it's like, I don't even care. It gives it character, and I'm just so excited to have like such a gorgeous piece of knitwear that like I made with my hands, you know? So that's Froya. The yarns I'm using for this are Gilead, and I'm holding it with Fiber Space Cumulus, which is one of my favorite halo yarns. It is very, very soft, which I typically cannot do mohair. So that's why I like the Fiber Space Cumulus. It is Suri, alpaca, and mulberry silk.
You'll need to unlock your iPad first.
Rude. I'm not talking to you, sorry. One thing about me and my husband, Zach, Siri is still listening. We are very nice to robots. Siri, ChatGPT. Oh, she's still listening. That's creepy. We're very nice to robots, okay? Like, we're not rude to them. Like, one time I heard one of my kids talking to Siri and like trying to be funny and like being weird, and I was like, don't ever be rude to Siri. I'm just so nervous that the robots are gonna turn on us and that the ones that are rude are gonna be the first to go. Anyways, it is alpaca and mulberry silk, and it is very, very soft. So I love the combination of the two. I think it is the perfect like fisherman color vibe. And yeah, Gilead is my favorite. Okay, so that's the first project. Second project I will share is, oh gosh, we're all tangled up here. Oh no, my Olga sweater. So this is Olga, like, I just cannot get enough of the Olga sweater. I have made this is my third time making this, using this pattern. Well, I did a jacket, and then I did another Olga sweater, and then this one. And I have plans for like 2 more eventually. Like, I just want like one in every color. I love it so much. It is the perfect crew neck pattern. It is fun. Like, the color possibilities are endless. I really debated doing like solid color sleeves of like a completely different color, like the Holger sweater, if you're familiar with that by Petite Knit. But I decided I would just do the ribbings in different colors and just have it all be the red and peach stripe. I'm using Cascade 220 for the body. This is also Cascade 220. This blue one is Knitting for Olive Heavy Merino. And then I have a couple other colors that I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna do this lavender on one of the sleeve cuffs, and then I have like a bright like lime green I think I'm gonna do on the other sleeve cuff. But it's so fun. I recommend, if you're like newer to knitting, I highly recommend the Olga sweater. It's so fun, and something about the stripes are just so addicting to knit. Like, they're just so fun. They're so fun to knit, and like, it makes it go fast. So yeah, I have started on sleeve number 1. Also, I will say I was influenced by someone on TikTok to get the shorties sets. I actually have 2 of them. I did not know when I bought this one. I bought this one first like a while ago. I didn't know when I bought this that this was like a different size. Like, the different color cases meant that they were like different sizes inside. Like, I was kind of like an idiot a little bit when I bought it. But so this is like the smallest size needles, and then this is like the middle one, and then there's another one that's like the larger size needles. I would love to get the yellow one also, but I saw someone using their shorties for the sleeves on their sweater, and I was like, that is brilliant, because I literally hate doing magic loop. For a while I was like fine with it, and now it just makes me mad, and I feel like it's stretching my stitches out, and I hate doing magic loop now. But now I have the shorties, and now it's literally like I'm not pulling needles anywhere. It's just like I'm just knitting the sleeves, and then once I decrease down, I can go down to the even shorter needles. They're like this short. It's just so brilliant. I also, okay, sorry, I have ADHD, so you're just gonna have to like maybe get used to the jumps in subjects. But talking about shorties and other things that you can knit with shorties, I am getting into sock knitting. I don't have any sock yarn. I have not done anything yet, but I have a few books that were recommended to me. I'm really excited. My friend Maggie on TikTok, I'll tag her down here, or I'll put a link to her page, because she's so inspiring. I love her knit projects. I love the colors, and she's who inspired me to start getting into knitting socks. I really would like to knit some socks for Christmas gifts, because I can't knit sweaters for everybody as much as I would love to, but I can probably knit like a pair of socks for everybody if I start like right now. So I got these 2 books. This is not the right order that I should be sharing about this. I should be sharing about this in like future projects, but this is just how my brain works. Talking about the shorties, I'm going to use the shorties to knit socks. So I got this sock project book by Summer Lee. I'm really excited to make some of her knits. I love the bright colors. I love the fun designs here. And then I got this is the Charlotte Stone one. Both of these people have patterns on Ravelry, so you don't have to go out and buy their books. You can just buy a pattern or 2 on Ravelry. I really love them. I like this one specifically, the sock project, because it literally teaches you about like the construction of the sock, how to get the right size and fit, and like it goes through everything in this. So I really like this, and I will probably make some of these patterns first, but I'm excited to make socks. I've literally never had the desire ever. The thought of using that tiny of needles and that like small of like a circle and just knitting socks has never appealed to me before Maggie's videos, and like she shares about different socks that she's knitting. And now I'm like, yes, I want to do that. So cool. So anyways, that's something. I'm going to move on from my Olga sweater. I'm really excited to finish this. This is another Like, I mean, it's just a plain stockinette project, so it's fairly simple, and I can take it with me anywhere. This has been my like on the go project, which I love. I take it basically everywhere I go. Next, oh, I'm so excited about this one too. I'm so excited. So this is my Lakes pullover. This has been like the funnest project to make. I absolutely love this pattern. And I have known that Ozetta's patterns are like very well done, very thorough, very well explained, and just like timeless classic silhouettes. Her designs are just the best. A lot of very Baba inspired designs, which we love. I'm all about like knitting my own Baba sweaters. That's what this was. I was trying to knit my own Baba sweater. And I mean, it's not an exact design, but it's way too big for me. That's one thing, but I still really love it. This is sweater number 23. Oh no, this is the Sonia sweater, which is very similar to sweater number 23. I love both the designs. I can't choose. In Gilead, my favorite. This is the color that I want for another project that I'm not going to talk about right now. Oh my gosh, it's so ADHD. But remind me later. Actually, no, you can't do that. Anyways, I will talk about that later. Lakes pullover. It has been so fun, and I don't know if it's like the design itself or the yarn that I'm using, because this color is just really inspiring to me, and like it's just stunning. This is Blue Sky Fibers wool stock, and the color is Golden Meadow. It is the perfect green. It is so fun and soft and inspiring. I love it so much. So this has been a very fast project. I'm actually knitting this with my friend Anna, who I love. She's like my knitting bestie, and she's on the East Coast and I'm on the West Coast, and we're knitting this sweater together. She's using different yarn, different colors, but we're just kind of like, you know, keeping each other afloat on our progress, and like, you know, just kind of doing it together. So it's so fun. I finished the body. I've started the ribbing, and I also started one sleeve, but I needed to use my shorty needle to finish Olga, because I have to finish my Olga sweater before I finish this. I just have this in my brain. I have to finish it. I just want to get it done with and be moved on from that. That's where I'm at with my Lakes, and I love it so much. I already have like 2 more planned in my head, and it's just such a fun pattern. If you want like a very classic, timeless silhouette and something a little bit different, like with the saddle shoulders, then do the Lakes. I think that you'll love it. Everyone is doing the Lakes pullover right now, and for good reason. It's an amazing, amazing pattern. Then I have 2 more whips to share right now. I know this is a lot of whips, but this is my brain. This is how I roll. So this is another Baba dupe, I will say. I am all about the Baba dupes, you guys. I love Baba so much. I have 3. No, I sold one. I have 2. I have 2 Baba cardigans, and I love them so much, but I will not be purchasing another one, probably ever. I mean, maybe one day long. I don't want to say never, but now that I can knit, and I also know that I can get like good yarn for way cheaper than like what a Baba would cost now, it's hard for me to drop that much money on something, even though it is so incredibly well made and like so worth every single penny. I just know that like I can make it. So like I'm gonna. Anyways, there are a lot of patterns out there that are amazing Baba dupes. I have one post on Instagram, and I might have a couple posts on Instagram, but about Baba dupes specifically. But anyways, this is my cardigan number 23 dupe. All right, the dark brown one with the pockets. That's the one I'm doing, and I'm using the Hanny cardigan pattern by Knitters and Friends. The yarn that I'm using is Isager tweed held double, and also holding a strand of Isager mohair. I really wanted that like deep, rich, dark brown, and I also really wanted like the tweedy bits in it, and it is so stunning. It is like the most beautiful fabric I've ever knit. Also probably the most expensive, because Isager yarn is not cheap. Is not cheap. The cost of the yarn might be close to the cost of like the Baba sweater, to be honest. Actually, no, I don't think so. Anyways, I love it so much. Love it so much. I recently finished a Hanny cardigan, and I was so pleasantly surprised with how much I loved the finished product. I was like shocked. It is such a good pattern. It's such a good pattern. It is like classic, timeless crew cardigan, double rib. like and double folded collar up here, double rib on the bottom and on the sleeve cuffs. It's just, yeah, it's like the perfect cardigan pattern. So I'm doing another one with this to do my cardigan number 23 dupe. And I'm very excited about that. Very inspired by this yarn combination, by the color, by the tweedy flex, by how soft it is. This is the only like mohair that I can really tolerate. It is very, very soft for a mohair. And it is also a lot more expensive than other mohairs. So just take that for what you will. Okay, last thing, which I'm actually going to be frogging because I want to do something different, but this is my Vilma top by Gregoria Fibers. I really love this pattern. It is so pretty. It is such a cute thing. I thought it'd be so fun to have like a red vest for fall and winter. I am finding that, so the pattern calls for one strand of Filcolana Peruvian, which is very similar to Peer Gynt. They're very similar in weight and properties and whatever. So I originally had planned to use Peer Gynt, and then when it came time to cast on, I could not find my Peer Gynt anywhere. I was looking in all of my places. I had a good amount of this perfect spicy orange, I believe is the color, perfect red, and I could not find this anywhere. So I'm like, what do I do? But then I did find, I have like 6 balls of tin Peer Gynt, which is basically like half Peer Gynt. So I was like, all right, I'll hold it double. It'll just be like Peer Gynt. It supposedly. I don't think that is actually the case because it is turning out really, really long. And I think this is a 40-inch. I think this is a 40-inch needle, and it's like falling off the ends. And like my bust is 36, and so I'm like, I don't want it to be that much larger than my bust. So I think there's something off with the gauge. I didn't actually make a gauge swatch for this, so that's something too. But love the pattern, I love the yarn, but I'm going to do it in Peer Gynt because I found my Peer Gynt. It was in yet another crate of yarn. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to unravel this and save the tin Peer Gynt for something else. I love all of their yarns so much. The Peer Gynt and the tin Peer Gynt is slightly scratchy, I will say, like just ever so slightly, but it blocks really beautifully, and it's just like that perfect like structured woolly like characteristics that we love in a yarn. If you're really sensitive to scratchiness of wool, then you might not love this. I am pretty sensitive, but I have another cardigan that I made with tin Peer Gynt, and it's fine. It's fine for me. Sometimes I wear something under it, and sometimes I just have like a tank top under it, and it's not a huge deal. So just throwing that out there. Vilma top, going to do this, but we've got to unravel this first. Okay, and now for future projects, I have a couple swatches that I will share, and then just like some other ideas. But first I will share this is my really organized system for keeping track of my projects. And then I also have, another list over here. You would be shocked at the amount of times in a given week that I redo this list. I do not allow this list to be larger than a page. So the list with like the yarn, the size, and then if I've acquired the yarn. So this is all the yarn that I have in my stash already when I check acquired. And if I can't let it get bigger than a page. So if I have some other ideas and I want to bump some things off of this list, I have to make a whole new list. And I set it up like this every single time. And it works for me right now, okay? And then on this page, I had other projects I'd like to knit. So these are the things that have been bumped off of this list, which I also have to write this list down new every single time. I'm sounding a little bit crazy. And then this is my current project: Lakes pullover, Froya sweater, Vilma vest, Olga sweater, Hanny cardigan. Next, and then I have all these. So anyways, that's just my really high-tech way of keeping track of my plans, and it also really helps me to keep track of like my yarn and what I want to use it for, because I have like, maybe I'll do a little video of this. I have like my yarn wall right here, and I have a ton of yarn. I have also a bin of yarn, giant bin right there, a crate right there. Literally, you are being balanced right now on 1, 2, 3 smaller containers of yarn that are like sweater quantities. I have a ton of yarn and I need to like keep track of it. I don't want to be buying a ton more, you know, like when I could use something that I have, and I am trying to work through my stash. So it actually really does help me to stay organized with that and to use what I have and to not buy more than I need. So anyways, next up on my list, like once I finish what I'm working on here, I have these three are going to be the first projects that I do. First one will be the Thelma sweater by Ingrid Deeb. She's the same designer who designed the Froya. I love her designs. I feel like she is like a fresh new designer in the knitting world, and like just like more modern takes on like classics, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that's not the best way to describe her, but I really love her designs. I feel like they're just awesome. They're so fun. So the Thelma sweater is a faux cable sweater. I don't know if you can see this at all, but these are not actual cables. They're faux cables. You're actually like casting off a stitch and then you're like adding in a stitch again when you go back. So I love the ribbing. I love the tiny cables. This, I'm going to knit it in, I have to decide if I'm going to hold the mohair, but the main yarn is Knitting for Olive Heavy Merino, and the color is Pea Shoots. It's the perfect green. I love it so much. And I do love it held with the Isager mohair, but I live in California and I don't know that I need another sweater with mohair. So I did it in the swatch, but I might not do it in the final thing. I also might size down in needles because it's kind of holey. We'll see. I have to block the swatch first and just see how that ends up, but that will be the next project that I do. Probably once I'm done with Froya. I don't want to have 2 cable projects going at once. That's like not good. I'll get all cabled out again and I can't afford to do that. So Thelma sweater will be next. Then next is the Levitate wrap. I'm actually doing this as part of a knit along with my knitting friend Lindsay. I know her through TikTok. TikTok knitting world is so fun, and like it's just fun. It's just a fun place to be. I love TikTok. I love Knit Talk. So she is doing a knit along for the Levitate wrap by My Favorite Things, and this is the yarn that I'm using. It is Cascade Ecological Wool, and this is ginormous. This is like 400 and something yards right here. 400 and something yards. So I'm probably only going to use 2 of these. I bought 3. Yeah, I bought 3. I'm only going to use 2. The color is ebony. It's this perfect like tweedy marled brown. Made my swatch. I still have to soak it and block it, but really excited for that. I love the Levitate wrap pattern. It is, yeah, like a chic, very timeless. I want to make it kind of oversized, and yeah, I'm excited to do it as part of the knit along. I think it's so fun to do stuff with other people. Yeah. So that's my Levitate wrap coming up. That's starting in November, I believe. Last swatch that I have. This is my swatch for the brand new Frankie sweater by Petite Knit that just came out. Everyone is captivated by Frankie. It is just, the stripes are so fun. Stripes have literally never not been like a fun, exciting thing. Like stripes have been in style forever. And they're just so fun. Stripes are just so fun. So I had a really hard time deciding on like a color scheme, but I knew that I wanted to use something that I have. And so I looked at my yarn, and this is what I have. The light purple color in the back kind of looks blue, but that color is Cascade 220. And then these 2 stripe colors are Quince & Co. Lark. And this is just what I had in my stash. I have enough of the 2 stripe colors, but I'm going to have to order more Cascade 220. I believe the color is Soft Heather, something Heather. I think it's Soft Heather. It is the perfect like periwinkle lavender purple. I love it. I'm excited to knit that up. And then I am going to be knitting 2 different projects with Tin Peer Gint. They're both Petite Knit patterns, which now I'm like, gosh, I'm so boring, but I like what I like. This color is going to be a Valerie blouse, which is like the diagonal buttons. That pattern calls for 2 strands of mohair, but like I said, live in California, not going to be needing like a blouse made out of mohair anytime soon. So I'm going to use this very thin wool. And then the other petite knit pattern that I'm using Tin Pure Gint for is the Sevilla blouse in this pretty gray. Those two will be well, the Sevilla blouse for sure will be like a closet staple. It's just a very simple, kind of like wider neck. It's just, yeah, it's just like a really simple, really pretty blouse. And yeah, I'm excited for that too. And then other things that I have plans for, want to do an Alex scarf, which is very similar to the Sophie scarf, but it is ribbed, which I like that a little more than like the like pearl, what's it called? Not stockinette. Garter, and the garter stitch. Gosh, I was forgetting my lingo there. I have a couple colors that I could choose from. It's Knitting for Olive Merino is what it calls for. And I have a couple of colors I can choose from. So I'm not positive on the color yet. I want to do like a bright color. So I might actually use the Tin Pure Gint for that because that is like the same weight. I love a red scarf. I really want to, now that like my hair is short, I really want to wear like bandanas and like cute little neck scarves. When I had my long hair, it just was like get covered up. My hair is so thick, so it just like would cover anything up that I would wear here and just be uncomfortable. But now that my hair is above my shoulders, I feel like I can do a lot more with that. So I'm really excited to make some scarves, to knit some. I also want to sew some too, but don't have any plans for that as of now. And then I posted on Instagram and TikTok about this, but I came across this photo of a Baba vest and I found it on Pinterest and I was like, I need to make that. It's the vest number 75 by Baba. This color is actually sold out right now. So even if I wanted to buy it, which I do not have the money to buy a Baba vest right now, but even if I wanted to, I wouldn't be able to get my hands on it. And so I've decided to knit it, and I asked TikTok for help with patterns, and like they really came through. I've narrowed it down to a couple patterns, but I think I'm going to land on the Building Blocks cardigan pattern by, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting her name. I'll link it in the caption. It looks very, very spot on to the Baba vest, and the pattern can actually be, she has directions for how to do it as a vest and how to do it as a cardigan. Perfect, spot on. I'm going to use Gilead for that one. In this, I'm going to do this color. So that's what I was talking about before. This is the color I'm going to do. This is like the perfect like Baba cardigan, or it's the perfect like Baba vibes yarn. And what I love, so I have one wool Baba. It's the ribbed one. I'm forgetting the number. And it is very scratchy, which that's part of like the vibes that you get with Baba. But what I like about Gilead is that I feel like it has very similar vibes to the Baba yarn and like what they use for their wool, but it is super soft and like it's not stiff, it's not scratchy, it's not like it's not weird at all. It's so soft right on the skin. So that's like one reason why I really like it, but it's still woolly. It's not like too smooth. It's still woolly. It's just so perfect. So I'm going to do that. That one's probably going to be moving like closer to the top of my list soon. I just need to get the yarn. I have some left over from this project that I could start with, and then I need to get a couple more balls of it. What I like about Gilead, here, this is a ball of Gilead. It's so big, right? This is like, I'm forgetting off the top of my head, but it's like I want to say 275 yards. Like it's a lot. And like this is, one ball is $20. So like I typically never need more than 5 balls of it for like a sweater. And I almost always have some left over. So it's like a good amount of yarn that you're getting. And it's just the best yarn. It's the best yarn ever. So if you get nothing else from this video, just like put this yarn at the top of your to try list because you will love it. It's so great. Moving right along on patterns, sweaters that I would like to make. I would love to make the Lakes V-neck in this green. I have sweaters quantity of this. I believe this is the cedar color. Really pretty marled green. All of Durham Natura's yarns. Well, no, not all of them, but all the Gilead yarn is like marled, and same with like Ulisse, which is a lighter weight, and then Serrano, which is a little bit heavier than this. They're all like heathered, and so I really like that. And it's not like overly processed, which I like. So yeah, that I would love to do a Lakes V-neck, I think, in this, or maybe just another Lakes pullover. And then the one thing I haven't like bought yarn. Oh no, I did. I bought yarn a couple weeks ago, but I did buy yarn this week for an Olga blouse. I know, but like I'm obsessed with stripes. Like you can see this, but I really love the Olga blouse, and it is with, I believe, fingering weight yarn. I think it's what's recommended is cashmere, Cardiff cashmere, which is very, very expensive. And like, I won't be doing that. I won't be doing the cashmere for this. One day, maybe in like a couple years, I will buy myself yarn for a cashmere sweater. The dream, truly. Or maybe I could get it like gifted or something. Like maybe I could work with a brand. I would love that. But until then, I am not going to be using cashmere. I'm going to just be using Knitting for Olive merino and Knitting for Olive cotton merino. I bought 2 colors. I got the blueberry ice cream color of the cotton merino, and then I got, I believe it's unicorn purple of the merino. And I'm gonna do those 2 together. It's like periwinkle and then like light lavender. It's gonna be so cute. I've never made anything with fingering weight though. Like I've never, with just a single strand. So, and I have like now 3 projects on my docket that are to be made with fingering weight yarn. So I think I'm really like overestimating or underestimating how long it's gonna take to complete one, but I still want to do them nonetheless. Anyways, okay, I've been so chatty. That is, yeah, I think that's all that I want to chat about. I also, I ordered this a little while ago, but it hasn't come yet. I ordered some Knit Picks yarn, Wool of the Andes, for another Lakes pullover. I've been really, really wanting like a cream speckly Lakes pullover, either Lakes pullover or Sonia sweater, just like a simple classic silhouette with like a speckly cream. But then also I think I'm going to do a sweater number 23 or one of those, Lakes, Sonia sweater, or sweater 23 with my Noro Madara, which some of you might remember when I was trying to make like my perfect cardigan with this, and I finished it, and it was just like, I never wore it. It was just not the vibes I was going for. This yarn is part wool and part silk, and it makes a very like floppy fabric. So I unraveled it. I unraveled that cardigan, and I did not even feel sad about it at all. I made a video about it, so I'm sure you can find that on my Instagram if you really want to, but I didn't even feel sad about it because I just am so excited to work with this yarn again. And it is just like the prettiest yarn. It's so stunning. I love it so much. It took me like months and months to be able to acquire like a sweater's quantity worth of it, because it's not cheap, and it was also kind of hard to find like the colorway. So I unraveled it, and then I'm going to do one of those patterns. I'm going to hold it with this yarn to hopefully stiffen it up. This is Holst Garn Super Soft in the shade Nougat. So I'm gonna hold those together. This won't change the color too much, but it will hopefully add some much needed stiffness to the final object, which is what I want. This is just the most stunning and inspiring yarn to work with. When I originally made the cardigan, it took me less than 3 weeks, which is like a record for me, because I just could not get enough of this yarn. Like when you're using like good yarn, and like when it is so like pretty and exciting and inspiring, it's like there's no limit to like how quick I can do it, how like quickly I can finish a project, because it's just so inspiring, and it like fuels me in like a different way than like something that I'm just trying to get done. Like I will say, like I'm very excited about my Olga sweater. I'm very excited about it. I'm not like as excited about it as I am my Lakes pullover, because I think it's because of the yarn. Like Cascade 220 is great. It's a great yarn, budget friendly, tons of colors to choose from. I'm loving like the color scheme that I'm choosing, but like there's just something about this yarn, the Woolstock yarn, that is incredibly inspiring. Like I have to hold myself back from doing this because I want to stay on track with my friend Anna, who I'm knitting it with. I don't want to get too ahead of her, and like I have to like pace myself with it because I'm just so excited and I just want to knit on this as much as I can. And that's like the vibes that I get when I knit with this, and like it just is so exciting and inspiring. And like I don't know how to explain this to people who don't knit. I don't know how to like convey this feeling, it's just so exciting. Anyways, so that's another future project too. Lakes Sonia Sweater 23, one of those very simple silhouettes. Another benefit of like having partial silk in this is makes it very like lightweight and very breathable, not as like warm, which is nice because again, I live in California. There's a very small window of time in the year for me to like break out all of my like pretty knit things and wear them. So I'm finding that I need to just make better choices with the yarn that I am choosing, and I can get more use out of my knits, you know? It's like where I live, we live on the Central Coast. It is very like temperate here, like very moderate. I mean, we get sometimes into like the 20s and 30s in the nighttime in like January. But that's like the coldest it gets here. Like it rarely ever gets like into the teens. It's never in the 20s or 30s during the day in winter. 40 is usually the coldest it is during the day. So, and that's only for a very short window, like December, January, and then like that's it. Then we're back up to like mid 50s. Which I mean, I can still wear a sweater when it's mid 50s, but just to like, that's like my challenge now, because I want to be able to like give each of my sweaters like a long life and lots of use and just get a lot of wear out of them. Obviously, if I'm going to be putting in this work, so I need to kind of get crafty with the types of sweaters that I'm making and the types of yarn that I'm using. Things like the Levitate wrap, which is like a layering piece. So it's not going to be like up to my neck and like bundle me in and keep all my heat in. It's like a wrap, and it's like a V wrap. So it's like, that's something that I can wear for more months out of the year than like something that's really, really warm. And you know, so anyways, that's just my thoughts. You should see like my room right now. This is a disaster, but that is my first knitting vlog. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. This kind of stuff just excites me so much. I want to do a knitting vlog on some of my favorite knitting vloggers on YouTube, because I've just been so inspired and I've loved following along on their various projects, and I've gotten a lot of ideas for things that I want to make and yarns that I want to use from like these other people who are sharing their knits and their what's inspiring them and stuff on here. So I'll do one eventually about like my favorite vloggers to follow on here. I don't know anything about like video editing for like YouTube. I don't even know like what program I'm going to edit this on, to be honest. So I'm very much a newbie when it comes to this, but I'm loving like branching out and getting creative with other things. So thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Would love to hear what you're working on. If you want to like share in the comments, would love to hear what your like favorite yarn is. Like if you could knit every single project with one yarn, what would it be? Would love to hear that, because I would love to try out your favorite yarn if I haven't already. So yeah, leave a comment, subscribe, hit that subscribe button. Is that what we say on YouTube? Okay, I need to go make dinner for my family now, but thank you for being here, and I will talk at you later. Okay, bye. There's my knitting wall, my yarn wall. This is not even all my yarn. I have like my needles right there. And a good amount of my stash, but this is probably actually only like a third of my stash. So if that tells you anything about me.